This thing says I'm live. Of course, the way we've been feeling today, I don't know how live I feel.
Sammy says lights, camera, action.
Right? There you go, Sappy. I see Brother Joe Fix It for you in there, who also comes in sometimes as Joe No Patience for you. And we got to make a store run after my live because she got a video she's wanting to make. And we ain't got all that she thought we had for it.
Yeah, I need pineapple. I thought I had 3 cans and I ain't got none.
And see, she was going to start that up after my live. And I told her, I said, well, why don't we go ahead and get started, get what we can of it done. She said, okay, let me get my recipe up and all my stuff up. And then she got really mad because she didn't have a couple of ingredients she thought she had. I told her, I said, well, no, I said, it's a good thing. I said, we went ahead and started on it and found out early. And she worried about going to the store afterwards because, as y'all know, I love to watch Dale and his devotional. I just told her, I said, well, I'll just have to catch that on replay. Now, I may have it up and running while we're gone, so he gets the time on that, but he'll get some extra time when I go to watch the replay. So, that's a good thing about YouTube. You got replay.
Yeah, I've got 8 videos I've got to watch.
Right? It's kind of like the movie Fifth Element. George had that weapon. Hit replay, and now it goes right to the same spot as that first one. Okay, not exactly the same. But anyway, we'll see who comes in. Don't know if Mama Linda will be here or not. She was talking about taking some personal time to do some stuff. So, don't know if she'll be here or not. And so it's just me here yakking, jaw jacking, running my mouth. Did a thing on Facebook, let me know I was going to scrape some folks off. I don't never see nothing from them, don't see no post from them. Now, there's some I understand because there's one commented. I let her know, I said, hey, I know you got a life going on, you got to do things all like that. But she's also somebody kind of special. We got to know her through Brian Ware. Her name's Krista Lee Ware. Don't know how long it'll remain that way. She got a feller now. But Brian had passed away, but we got to know her that way. And then, of course, there was Sandy Toes. She got on there and being her funny little sarcastic self and told her, you ain't going no, you one of my youngins, you ain't going nowhere. And had other varying responses. It was basically just getting rid of the bull. Quit being a number on somebody's friends list who ain't never going to have anything to do with me. And others because, well, they just flat out BS goes on. And statements of things made that are just totally devoid of any reality. You have to totally defy facts, reality, all like that in order to believe some of the things that are said. Avid!
Hi, Avid.
Slap your piggy's rub. There you go. And, so just don't want to see their stuff. The only reason I got Facebook is we had left Facebook at one time. And I was had went to Piggy Way because there was a group of folks, a bunch of Vietnam vets, that I was honored for a while to be a part of, mainly because of one. Uh, and they got the idea, well, let's do Piggy Way. See if we can't get people to go to Piggy Way, follow us over there, and just teach Facebook a lesson. Not that we would have succeeded, mind you, but we we're going to give it a shot. Well, there's only a couple of us that remained true to that. I got on there and was doing the thing with it, and the main one that I really like, I have a lot of respect for, on there with it, and all that. And didn't take long for it to fall apart because a lot of the ones that I wanted to interact with could never find them on there. Why? Because they were still on Facebook, spending their time over there. Well, I just got family I want, that won't come on over, and I want to stay in touch with them, and all sorts of excuses. So that's why I stopped saying, that I would bond together with anybody to do anything about anything because they ain't got the heart for it. They ain't got the will to sacrifice. So well, then we decided, the thing for YouTube came up with Elaine. God laid it on her heart and said, why not? You do it anyway. So there we went for that. So I stopped being on Piggy Way a whole lot. I still got an account on it, but I doubt I can get back into it. It's been so long.
Yeah, I still got an account too, but I don't remember my password or anything.
But well, I mean, there wasn't no need to be on there when there wasn't nobody interacting with nobody, and they'd already shown that they weren't committed because they stayed on Facebook. I went to looking for them. When I got back on Facebook, and we decided to go back to Facebook as sort of a necessary evil to go hand in hand with doing a YouTube thing. So, well, lo and behold, I got on there, and guess who I saw? All the ones who were thumping their chests. Yeah, go to Piggy Way. Teach Facebook a lesson. Yeah. Right there on Facebook, having a good old time. Well, y'all ain't people of your word. Yes, I lost a lot of respect for a lot of them. Then I had one of them after a while on Facebook just out of the blue FaceTime me and started accusing me of having accused somebody else, supposed to be a good friend, of having told them they weren't saved. Well, first of all, I ain't the judge. I ain't Jesus. I can't tell you if you are or aren't. Now, a lot of times people with actions will let you know whether or not. And there was no getting a word in edgewise with this person to put my side of it. Well, I've known them longer than I've known you, and I know they would really. Here you are accusing me and not even giving me a chance to say, no, I did not do that. What, and two, why didn't a little sissy come to me himself and say so? Supposed to be an old Vietnam vet, old Marine Vietnam vet. I'm sorry, you're a putty. Having some other woman that's not even related to you, just a good friend, do your dirty work for you. Sandy Toes!
Hi, Sandy.
Avid being avid. And everything. Well, then Elaine heard it. She come in here and And then that woman tried to tell Elaine she had no business in that conversation. Oh, crap. Y'all think I'm bad. Or y'all think I could be bad. I saw a side of Elaine that I always suspected but never knew for sure. Dale!
Hey, Dale.
And Dale, I want to repeat it for your sake. I'm not going to be able to be in your live. I'll probably have it up and running and give you a thumbs up. But we're going to be gone for a little while after my live because we got to run to the store to get some stuff for a video she wants to do that we didn't have all the ingredients that we thought we had.
I ate the pineapple.
It was good. So, of course, I'm sure Dale's not hurt by that because he don't like pineapple no how.
Oh, I know. I'll eat Dale's pineapple. Don't worry about that.
I'll eat his share too. But I will watch the replay. And, because you know how much I like to see your devotionals, especially that. But, sometimes we got to do things and take care of things. And, but, as I was saying, it's a good thing about YouTube, you got the replay. So you can still catch it. It's not the same, but you can still catch it. And everything. So anyway, we immediately took those two off and blocked those two off our Facebook because, they were just trouble. I mean, you're not going to let me face my accuser. My accuser can't face me themselves, being a little coward, and accuse me themselves and explain why they think that I thought that I said that to begin with. Hold it. And what's worse is I hadn't talked to the guy in probably a year and a half, 2 years. So it would have had to have been a Facebook post or something on my YouTube that he got to see or hear the content of and took it something that I had said personally. To which that is, I'm kind of like what is it, Morgan Freeman had said, if the shoe fits, lace that bitty up and wear it, dude. So, because truth is truth. If I'm putting some truth out there and it hurts your feelings because that shoe fits, don't come crying to me. Arlene!
Hey, Arlene.
Check yourself and adjust. So anyway, I'd gotten rid of some folks then and everything. Well, being YouTube, I've added a lot of people, because there's been a lot of people hit me. Well, okay, I'll check them out. Let them be on there and all like that. Folks, there's some folks out there that have ideas of things that just do not match reality. Don't match facts, don't match natural sciences, go against the natural sciences, go against physics, go against reality. And it's because they just don't think. They go by what somebody else has said and didn't check into it for themselves and study it out, which to me is mental and intellectual laziness. He does that to all of us, have it. Trust me. You do something wrong or think something wrong, everything. He'll check you and make you rethink that. Well, Troy Sutton. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, Troy. So anyway, I've been thinking about it for a couple of weeks about scraping some folks off because of that. Because of something somebody had said, and I'm just like, that is just so totally devoid of reality. People searching for who the Antichrist is. Well, if you're searching for who the Antichrist is, you're not looking to go in the rapture and be with God and come back with Jesus in the second advent. So a lot of people get the two confused and think they're one and the same. No, they're not. Like John Hagee was saying on TikTok, I just heard today. Sandy told you one of my youngins, you ain't going nowhere, honey. I'd have to cut a foot off or something before I'd get rid of you. But so anyway, I just like, you know, that's crazy. But again, people are looking for the Antichrist. Well, you should be looking for the rapture because that's going to take place before the Antichrist is revealed. None of us going to know who the Antichrist is until he's revealed, and the only way to be here for him to be revealed for us to know who it is to miss the rapture so we can see who the Antichrist is. I'd rather not be here for that. Now, it's okay to study it out and know about it and all like that, so that you can warn others of what's coming. But, if you're looking for the Antichrist instead of looking for the rapture, keeping your lamp filled with oil, because if you're just looking for the Antichrist, like I said in one of my videos, you will receive that which you seek. And if you're seeking the Antichrist, you ain't seeking Christ. All right. You get the idea. I ain't going to cut off a foot, much less anything else, but you get the idea. My life just wouldn't be right without our sandy toes in it. Period. But, so like I said, what you seek is what you will get. You seeking the Antichrist and thinking this one's the Antichrist and that one's the Antichrist because you don't like them for this reason or that reason, all like that and everything because you have believed what the mainstream media has said, using a bunch of cut up clips and rearranged them to make it look like something's been said that ain't been said. And you ain't got the mental integrity to go look into it for yourself. You're intellectually lazy and you're a fool. And, so that's why I got to get rid of some of those. And there are others who believe the earth is made in ways that it ain't. Totally defies physics, but they believe it anyhow. Yeah, that just totally blows my mind. Well, Sandy, I know you're mucking around. You're famous for that. And when there are times when you need to be serious, we have taken care of that in other ways. So, but most of the time you're just having fun because that's, life's hard enough.
Sometimes you just gotta laugh. Cut it.
Yep. And like a parent, sometimes you have to overlook some who are just totally foolish, like children. But when they left reality and gone off the deep end, I just got to, okay, you belong to the other one. And I'm going to leave you there. Because, well, Sandy told you still wouldn't be getting much off that either with just half a leg. My legs ain't but 2 foot long. I'm a short fella. And that's exactly 24 inches long because from the inseam to the ankle. Had one of my corporals who became a sergeant while I was in. Told me one day, he said, Sanford, he said, I bet your legs ain't 2 foot long. Slim Pickens in here. I told him, I said, no, I said, it got to be longer than that. He said, no, I bet it. I bet your legs ain't but 2 foot long. I said, all right. Well, one night I was on the phone, watched out at the shop, and we happened to have one of them 2 foot rulers sitting on the desk. So guess what I did? I took that ruler and I propped the foot up on the desk and I set that thing in my inseam, and I'll be danged if that thing, the other end of it, did not land exactly halfway between my ankle bone. That wasn't the bad part. Bad part was I was fool enough to tell that corporal about it. He almost had to pick himself up out the floor, as did a few others that were in there. So when I got close to time to getting out, they had called me into the tech shop. So I was a radio operator. And the tech shop is where they did third, fourth, and fifth echelon work on the radios. And fifth echelon is where they take everything apart. Thousands of pieces sitting there to work on them radios and replace parts and whatnot. And they called me into the tech shop. And on a wall locker, set of wall lockers, on the handle, they had put a cami jacket hung on the handle, a cover hung on the handle over that jacket, and then a set of boots up under the jacket on the floor. Had my name on it. They were making fun of two things. They was celebrating my being short time, but they was also messing with me about how short I am. So I saw that and I looked at them and I smiled and I just laughed. I said, well, that's about right. They cracked up. They knew I could take a joke. You know, when I first time I ever walked into that shop, see, I went to schools battalion on the same base. So when I got my orders, I got to go all the way across base to my duty station. It's like, dang, I didn't get to go far. So anyway, I walked into that shop. It was a nice, bright, sunny day in the desert. And inside the shop would, looked real dark by comparison. So I couldn't see a thing when I walked in. I had the sun to my back coming in that doorway, because it was just a regular door, not the whole big door. And that was opened up. And there was somebody down the distance, down in there somewhere, had apparently saw me walk in, and since they was used to the light and that was in the shop, they could see me real well. And this is what I got to hear. Peabody! Simon and Peabody. That nickname stuck for a while because I looked exactly like Peabody to this fella. It reminded him a whole lot of Peabody. That's why they're slim pickings, Sandy Toes. The habit's been, luckily I grow back apparently.
It's all good eating here.
Huh?
I said, it's all that good eating here.
Right. But anyway, that stuck a while. And let me tell you, there's a lot of crazy nuts in the Marines. Let me tell you. I'm a nut. I'm a cracked nut. Ooey gooey, done dried up, ooey gooey, rotten black on the inside crack. But let me tell you, I met some folks there. Make me look totally straight-laced.
Piggy sang compared to them.
Yeah. There was one guy from another unit. I'd get fapped out to TWECG, Tactical Exercise Evaluation Control Group, and I'd drive Jeep and radio for them. And we was out on this hill. Now this hill would be a mountain out here, but out there it was just a hill. Yeah, it might be a little bit back there for you. And I was being a radio operator for Piggy Way. He was a air instructor for flight pilots, and well, there was one guy from another unit that was there with us. A bunch of us were from other units, and I think he was from a mortars platoon. Anyway, we was all sitting around and threw a flak jackets down on the ground to sit on and everything, and he hadn't come to sit down yet. Well, we just seen a scorpion crawl up under his flak jacket. He went to go sit there. Whoa, wait a minute, man. There's a scorpion just crawled up under there. And he said, really? Really? He reached down and grabbed that flak jacket, flicked it up, and he reached down and grabbed that thing by just under the stinger on the tail and sitting there looking at it. Wow, man, that's meat as all get out. Dude, you could have got stung by it. Oh, that ain't nothing. I catch rattlesnake competition down in Texas. This ain't nothing. Like, okay, he quick enough to catch rattlesnakes. He said, I done been bit so many times by rattlesnakes, I'm already immune to it.
Hey, Sampy.
And Sammy! And he's just sitting there just admiring that thing. And that's where I learned about scorpions. That, he said, this wouldn't be nothing no how. He said, it's big. He said, it's the small ones you got to worry about. Those are the ones that are more apt to kill you. He said, so the bigger they are, the better off you are because their venom ain't as potent. Okay. I'm going to take your word for it, dude. You can have fun with that all you want to. Straight up nut. Good guy. Great guy.
Straight up nut.
Straight up nut. But kind of got to figure it because he's from Texas. Down there where they like catching rattlesnakes for competition. More power to you. I'm quick, but I ain't that quick. Reverend Dream.
Hey, Reverend Dream.
The dream has arrived. So, anyway, and that's just one of a few stories. We drive another time. I was out on an exercise. We was driving down this one way, and the road that we had to go, this one part of this one road we had to go down was rutted out really bad. You get in those ruts, and you're scraping the bottom. And every one of them boys is having trouble going down that thing. I put my wheels up on the tracks, so to speak, that were up above the rut part. Drove right on down, no problem. If I, dude, how in the world did you do that? I said, if you know where your wheels are at, you ain't got a problem. And so that was one. There's another exercise we was out on. It was dark at night. We didn't have any lights on except for those little cat eyes on them tail lights and running lights. And they were dim at best. I'm doing my best sitting here trying to keep my eyes on them little bitty lights for the one in front of me. And there was a few that had been given NVGs, night vision goggles, so that they could see where they were going. The only problem with NVGs in that time is they had no depth perception whatsoever. So you couldn't tell if you was fixing to fall off in a big old hole. And we're driving along Next thing I know, having to stop because the dude in front of me, who had NVGs, got off the side of the path and got stuck in some deep sand. And like, you had the NVGs on. They ain't got no depth perception, man. None. That's worse than closing one of your eyes and trying to figure out where things are at that way. And so that was an adventure. And the boy that did that and had the NVGs to see, he got ripped. But and rightfully so, he should have been a better driver than that. You know, because he was deemed one of the better drivers. And rightfully so, he was good at what he does, but those NVGs messed him up. So that was another one. There's plenty of them. But anyway, the thing is crazy people I can deal with. Folks that are psycho, especially women. That woman decided to FaceTime me and chew me out for saying that one boy was unsaved, that I'd said that fella was unsaved. Jesse the jar! You flicking that nose ring for me?
Hey, Jesse.
And everything. That's psycho. No facts whatsoever. No saying. Yeah. Couldn't tell me why that person said that I said that. From what did they get that from? I kept asking that. Yeah, and I have, you want to see me get angry, accuse me of something I haven't done. And then attempt to not give me a chance to speak. I will cut you off and never miss you. You will cease to exist in my life and in my mind. You just be gone. Because I will not tolerate that. And then be called a liar on top of that when you're going off assumption and somebody else saying so without anything to back that up. You'll be gone out of my life extremely quickly. It'd be kind of like when Jesus comes to take everybody, he's explaining it, the twinkling of an eye, it'll happen. That's how quick you'll be gone out of my life. You get like that. And I had another one time. Supposed to be a jarhead. Supposed to know better than to make assumptions. But he called me up because their wife had seen me make a comment on somebody else's video, giving them some encouragement. Now, other than on YouTube, I don't know these folks from Adam. But because I gave that person some encouragement, the wife of a supposed Marine assumed that I was just bosom buddies with this person. No, I was just giving somebody feeling down some encouragement. And so based off of that, the supposed old jarhead, I don't know if they really are or not, got on there and was just really, oh my God, because they believed that person that I gave encouragement to was something of this and had this in their past and that in their past, and all like that. And I said, look, I didn't know none of that about this, but it turns out they're neighbors. They've got kind of a feud going on. And the one I gave encouragement to appreciated my encouragement, left it at that. But the other one felt they had to tell me all about that person. And turns out the person advising me apparently went through some very similar things as that other person.
Hey, Randy Ridge.
Now, whether true or not, which is emphatically claimed it wasn't true, but still had to go through the same thing that other person went through. But according to them, that other person was actually guilty of things and was also claiming to be something that he wasn't. Well, personally, I think the one that was advising me was projected onto them what they themselves were, because I've seen some discrepancies in some things that were said. So in the end, what happened was I had to delete and block them both. So I lost out on getting to watch one person. I actually liked their videos because the other person thought they was going to do the Marine thing and advise me against him based off an assumption which a Marine is not supposed to do that, period. You never assume, because like my DI has taught me, it makes an A out of you and me, and it's true. So those people are gone. Now that one is still heavily involved in all the community here. A lot of people absolutely love that person. Well, they might be a great person on the one hand, but I'll never go there myself because of that incident. And I happen to have speculation and doubts about that person's legitimacy on some things, because some things just don't add up. Not going to say who it is. There's one person that's not in here that knows because we have talked to them. But, I also told them business is business. You got something that's business-wise advantageous, go ahead with it. Just keep in mind these things. And, and there's a few other snakes crawling around the community that are well loved by most everybody. But I've seen things that don't add up, and have experienced things with a couple of them that all I can say is be careful out there. So, anywho, there's that. So that's why I went to flaking some off on Facebook, because, it's just, you're either just a number to some of them. You don't never see or hear from a lot of them. And again, some have very good reason, because they're trying to rebuild their lives, like Crystal Lee Ware. She was worried about it. She made a comment and explained what she was up to in a comment. And I told her that I understood all that, and I'd never be getting rid of her either, because she's a special one too. And I told her, I said, you know why? And but anyway, but I don't just arbitrarily get rid of things. I have to have really good reason. And when I see that there is no reality or reason or logic in your thinking, and you're putting out absolute nonsense and claim to be Christian, but yet can support something that is totally anti-Christ, then you're not a Christian. Period. I'm sorry. There may be quite a few of you can kind of pick up on what I mean, what I'm talking about. But, you claim to be a Christian, but you're supporting stuff that goes totally against God. and His Word, you're not a Christian. You're a Christian only in word, not in heart, not in deed. And that hurts some people's feelings out there. Lace that biddy up and wear it. We'll be praying for her. How old is she? Or should I say, how young is she? And it was the granddaughter that got hurt. I want to clarify here. I think that's what you're saying. Because 5 years old, Lord. They always do is just ask the Father to, in Jesus' name, keep His hand on that little child. I'd rather it be me. Holy Spirit, that hurts my heart. Father, please, in the name of Jesus, let her walk out of that hospital whole. And shall it be so. I wish y'all could feel what I'm feeling. And now I think you know the potency of that because you know I've never stopped and done that. That you said I'd rather it be me. I've lived life. I've had a life. Some of it good, a lot of it not. But I've lived a life. A little child gets getting started. There are angels around that child right now. Trust me. Oh. Y'all keep praying for that youngin'. And I will be looking forward to hearing the good news, Dale. That track hooligans. Howdy, welcome in. Well, I guess y'all just found out my weak spot.
I backtrack.
So anyway, thank you, Dale. Appreciate that. Praying for his granddaughter. The mom just called or texted and said that they was in a wreck and child's in there with a head injury, not in the ER.
Oh.
So we just did a little praying for her. And it kind of hit me. Kind of hit me pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Because she'll tell you, I'd rather be the one than a child. But especially one so young. Eric Fowler, howdy, brother.
Hey, Derek.
But anyway, that's why I've done what I've done on Facebook. I've already collected some off. I may go back through and do some more. May get rid of some pages because I'm not active in there, and I've rarely seen anything from them too. So you know, backtrack. Yes, sir. Like I said, I'm almost 60. I've lived a lot of life. I'd rather it be me. You know, so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Rainy Ridge. The jar beat you in here tonight.
No, Rainy Ridge's been in our while.
I thought the jar was in there before they were.
Nope.
Well, anyway, I get the yakking. I don't know. I just appreciate y'all being here. Right backtrack. Something going on. If anybody's to be hurt, let it be me, not the child. And since I have none of my own, biologically, I have many because of God.
All right, Dale.
All right, Dale, you do what you got to do. But through God, in His way, He has given me many children. Some of you know who you are. But at the same time, God let me see through His eyes once and showed me just how like children we all are. So if I call you youngin' and you're 80 years old, don't think nothing of it. I've seen you as God sees you. And that's why I do. That's why I do that. It don't matter how old you are, how young you are. I'm apt to call you youngin'. And sometimes I might know a thing or two. And it's not because I'm smart or wise. It's because God shows me stuff. He reveals stuff. He tells me stuff. That's why I might know a little something here or there. But it's not me. I might say something, might be talking to you specifically. And in person, I can usually tell because I see it in the eyes when I've said something that was bullseye for you. It's not because I know anything. It's because God chose me. Josie, you ain't working. You having fun out there playing on that little excavator. I enjoy seeing that. You ought to put that song on part of your stuff. That ain't working. That's the way you do it.
Hey, Josie.
Hey, I'd love it if I could get out there on a piece of equipment like that and have a blast. You think I wouldn't be having fun? I'd be enjoying the fool out of that.
Backtrack. Piggy done got people calling him Pops and Pa. And so that works.
That works. You ain't the first one. And you happen not to be the last one. Yeah, but Josie, I mean, that's one of the best types of jobs to have. Is one that you enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, it's too much like work. You got something you can have fun with. That makes it a lot less like work. All the same there as far as I'm concerned, Josie. Because if you love it, you're going to enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, you have to love it. So, kind of the same thing. And I don't know if Dell's back yet or not, but uh, if it's not here in my life before I take off, some of you go to Dell's devotional after my live and tell him I said to keep me posted in text. I would greatly appreciate that. Like y'all, like I said, y'all now seen my Achilles heel. Do something to a kid. I'll eventually forgive you. Ask God to forgive you. But I will say it'd probably be a good thing I'm not next to a person that does something to a kid when it happens. I might be going to jail because my anger would take over and I would lose all my sensibilities. And disabled as I am, I might still try. Because especially one that young, that kid ain't had a chance at 5 yet. And, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I think you all know what I'm thinking. And, things like that happen. And I get mad at first, and then I have to think it through. I have to ask the Lord to forgive me for what I thought and forgive that person because they know not what they do. And that God will eventually take care of that problem one way or another. Well, Derek, Home Depot and Lowe's, I think, rent equipment like that. And there's other heavy equipment rental places around some areas. You might could look into that. You could rent a ditch witch, which would be great for digging water lines. Them things are something else. You could rent the mini excavator. Might be a little expensive, but it wouldn't be as expensive as actually buying one. Of course, now too, you can go to Harbor Freight, and they make little backhoe things go on the back of a tractor that you'd be able to. I think they run like $2,000 or $3,000. Now I know that sounds expensive, but you can put it on the back of your tractor, and there you go.
All right, backtrack. You enjoy your maybe in time with your wife.
Yeah, that's important, and I appreciate it. Enjoy it, and but you might look into some things like that, Derek. Again, rentals may be a little expensive, but there again, nowhere near as expensive as actually buying that piece of equipment. Well, Derek, just keep hitting marketplace. There used to be a thing like there used to be an auto trader book that went out. There were related companies that dealt in all kinds of different things that you could search for that people were looking to sell. You might find you something that needs some work, but to get it running, but you could get it for the cheap. Kind of like Eric and Tina at Rainier Ridge, they bought this old tractor and started working on fixing it up a little bit here and there. And, they mentioned, it's not the prettiest thing, but, like I told them, hey, as long as it works, that's all that counts. And once they get it fixed up a bit, they'll have them an older tractor that'll probably last longer than a lot of these new ones. So keep looking out for that. As a matter of fact, my neighbor over here, I don't know what he intends to do with his equipment, but he's got a big old Ford that will run, and he's got a smaller Mahindra or Kubota with a backhoe on it.
It's orange. Is it orange? If it's orange, it's Kubota.
Lord's tripping for heaven. Howdy.
Hey, Lori.
Another crazy day in your house. Uh-oh. But the thing about my neighbor is he's well into his 70s.
Possibly up to his 80s.
Probably getting close. Well, a couple of years ago, he was 75. So, yeah, he's getting close to 80. And he's got some severe lower back problems because of a fall he took here a few years ago. So he don't get around too good like he used to. I mean, I still see him get out on that little orange tractor every once in a while and do a few things. But he's got more people coming around more often these days. Shoot. If there's any possibility of fixing up that old one, fix it up too. You'd have you too. Unless you got rid of it. But I mean, if it wouldn't be too hard to pay for the parts for those things, fix them up. One of Derek's videos, I've seen an old tractor down there he wishes he could fix up. But if he ever got to where he could fix it up and use it, I'm betting it would be great. Derek, I understand. Oh, okay. Well, at least it's going somewhere somebody knows how to fix it up and will have some use for it. It's one of the reasons why I got rid of my little 93 Dodge Ram. I kept waiting on someday to be able to fix it up. It didn't really need a whole lot, but being on a fixed income, supporting two, it's kind of hard to save money. And so one boy had come by that one day, and I saw my someday in that feller. That was how my someday was going to come around for that truck. Later on, we saw him down in town and using it as their daily driver. And they was enjoying it. And the little wife was questionable about it when he first stopped by to see about it. And he had sent her up to the door to broach the subject. Cute little thing. So walked out to the truck where he was at, and I told him, I said, "You're a smart man." I said, "You sent the pretty little thing to broach the subject." And he just smiled and laughed. I concur, Lori. I concur. Well, Derek, if you do that, that might be your money for a backhoe or something. If you can't fix it up and it's too big for what you need, somebody else might be very happy to fix it up and pay you a good bit for it, and maybe be enough for at least a backhoe or one of those small mini excavators. So there's your answer right there. Well, howdy, Laurie. And, so that might be the route to go. In the meantime, be looking for some used equipment that you might take the cash from the sale of that one tractor and buy up that what you need for around your house. Birdie!
Hey, pretty.
Birdie, y'all be praying for Dale's granddaughter, Joe. He got a text that they was in a wreck and she's in the ER with a head injury.
I thought he said she fell off the swing. She's on the swing that broke.
I thought they said it was a car accident. Let's go up here.
She was swinging on a swing set and it broke and cut up and opened her head.
Okay, so possibly she'll just come out with some stitches. It makes me feel a little better. But anytime it's a head injury, you always got to make sure. Anytime it's anything, you got to make sure. But anyhow, yeah, Derek, that might be the way to go. Do that. But I'm feeling kind of tapped out, and we got things we need to do. I'm gonna have to catch Dale on his replay because we've got things to do and everything. So I'm gonna get ready to let this thing go. Let everybody get ready to go over to Dale and listen to him and somebody tell him to be sure. I know he said that everybody would know as soon as he knows, but yeah, I'd like to be kept updated about that child. Yeah, like I said, that's my Achilles heel. Let it happen to me, not the child. And with that said, I'm going to say, Piggy loves you.